Take it away.
All right. So we're looking at those two different colorways, and we're just going to show you how to do one of the blocks. And we are going to bring the camera down here. And we're going to first mark, this is just a piece of fabric that's layered with two, and we're going to mark it with our magic wand. So if you haven't used one of those, they're going to give it a quarter inch mark. And for this, just so it shows up really good, I'm going to mark the correction in. And you're going to mark both sides.
Nice. So just your basic half square triangle.
It's actually going to be a quarter square triangle.
Oh, fun.
So yeah, so if I say half square triangle and you're like, wait, I thought this was a quarter square triangle, it's just that's more common and kind of comes off of your mouth a little bit easier. So you're going to mark it. So both angles are marked. And then you're going to take it to your sewing machine. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky. And I didn't want to try and sew and everything else. So what you do is you're going to put it into your machine and you sew on the line on your right. So you come down, you sew on this line.
So your stitch line follows that, not your foot.
Yeah. Yep. Your stitch line goes right on that mark, on that quarter inch mark. And when you get to the middle of this area, you're going to do a little pivot, and you sew over to the other line, and then you sew back down.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Why do you do that? That's very interesting.
This is new. This is great.
I know, that's what's so fun about this. And then you're going to do that to both diagonals.
Okay.
So this is on the line on the right.
Yeah.
Pivot over, and then you're going to sew on the line on the left.
Pivot.
Pivot. So right, pivot, left.
Okay, and this is in the instructions, I'm assuming?
Yep, this is in the instructions. So once you get that done.
You haven't cut anything yet, right?
Nope, I haven't cut anything. Both squares are just together, and you can see I just poked myself with a pin. But I just sewed those two kind of wonky lines right there on that fabric.
Okay.
And now we get to cut.
This seems like it's going to be
right
scary.
In the middle.
Yeah, I'd be so nervous to make a cut. So you're cutting right down the middle now.
Yep, right down the middle.
Like normal. I was like, I could demo this.
So then I have what looks like just some half square triangles. So when I open them up,
wow,
they're all going to be the same.
So this eliminates a step, because normally you make two half square triangles, cut them in half, and then sew them back together, right?
Yeah, and when you do that though, you get opposite ones.
You do.
That's true.
You have like a mirror image of each one.
I have never seen this in my life. This is cool.
Well, woohoo! Because I'm so smart.
I love it.
So that's how you get, that's all of them exactly the same.
Okay. Cool.
And so then what you're going to do is on this pattern, I'm just going to sew it to half of the square, the same size. These are cut at 7.5 inch. And then I'm just going to take this, cut it on the one diagonal.
Hey, Cheri, can you tip your laptop down just a tiny bit?
I'll tip the camera down.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, too far. There we go.
There we go. All right. So I just cut that in half. And then I'm going to put one of those quarter square triangles and sew it on there. And by doing the 7.5 inches, we give you plenty of room to kind of match them up. Because then when you trim it, you'll have a nice square, white quarter square triangle. So I take this to my sewing machine, and like Jen says, I go, whoa! And through the magic of television, there it is. Ding! Ding! So we just sewed that seam, pressed it open, because this is what I wanted to show you, is the magic of squaring this up. It's so much fun. This is the Quilt in a Day ruler.
Oh, good. I'm glad you have this one, because that's my
And you can get these for a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger. This triangle is like usually about the biggest the smallest one will do, or it just fits nice on this one. And the first thing you're going to do is square up the top part with the line.
Okay.
And you have a line here, and then you're going to put it on 6.5. So this diagonal is on 6.5. And then you're going to trim your top and your side and your top, which for you guys is the side and the bottom. You hopefully don't cut yourself on TV.
And you don't need to have the, oh, never mind. There's 2 lines on that. That was confusing.
So we got that side squared up, and then we're going to do this again. We're going to leave this line on so that this diagonal will line up perfectly, and also this diagonal will line up perfectly.
Gotcha.
And so then when I do the side and the top there, then you have a perfect square with a perfect diagonal this way and a perfect half diagonal this way.
Awesome. I love
and so
the
then when you
ruler.
put them all together in your pinwheel shape, and this is where I didn't sew all of these together, but you end up with your 4 pinwheels. And they actually will go together pretty easy. But they match up really well because you cut that square perfectly.
That's a fun block.
Yeah, it is.
Cindy calls it the whirligig. This is a much easier way of making it.
Seriously, that was a slick trick.
They go really fast. So there you go. You can see that on this one, we did the pink is the big pinwheel, and then the white is the little pinwheel.
I love it.
Nice.
And then when you put it all together, and I alternated, and I did the pink and the red and just swapped the pieces. And then when you put them together, you have kind of another magic pinwheel where it ends up like this one. It would be the red ones.
Oh, that's cool.
So you end up with all three colors making a different pinwheel. And that's what's so kind of fun about this solid stash, is that it really does play well with the quilt. It makes it exciting, even though you're using just those solid colors.
Yeah, no, I'm like a big fan of solids. I was excited about this year's thingy. I'm trying to find.
And I think they are really fun. Just to, like I said, you can either throw them into a quilt to take up some space, and of course, all of your low volumes are really important. But I think this would be a fun one to do in red, white, and blue.
Definitely, or even like black, white, and gray. Or I love me a mustard quilt. So.
Oh yeah. And even if you did like all just low volumes, I think it would turn out really kind of more elegant looking and would be really pretty.
And I want to just show, like, you shared this earlier. Hang on, I'm trying to capture it. I can't find it though because my I found it, huzzah! Okay, so here's you took this picture, right?
Yeah.
Look how cute that is. It's really fun, and I think you got the colors on there really well too, like the representation.
Like I said, you put like a fun funnel on the back of that, and it just is really cute.
You could even sash it so that like the pinwheels show up a little bit better.
You could.
Throw in some
kind of
sashing.
Yeah, it's really cute. Good job, Cheri.
It's fun to just kind of look at and start picking out those little pinwheels and stuff like that. So it's really fun.
Yeah, so you used I'm guessing, was it the 8.5 quilt in a day ruler? Yours is a little bit bigger.
Yeah, this one is a little bit bigger. It is the 9.5.
9.5. This one's a 6.5, and I do believe we have it on the site. Sorry, Carolisa. We also have, I can never figure out how to actually get you in the screen.
This one's my favorite.
We have this one as well. If you own the Tucker trimmer, someone put that in the comments.
The Tucker trimmer is very much like the quilt in the day. It has a few more lines, and so I like I like this one, but it's probably what you learn with. And I learned to do the half square triangles on this one.
And I learned on this one. I've never tried that one.
Yeah, I love this one.
Shocking, I don't own a ruler.
I know.
I usually have 2 of everything.
You better buy one today.
Yeah.
Jennifer's asking if you could use charm packs. I don't know how you've got it cut, but the
Probably.
pattern, if you are a member of the club today, is free, right? It's normally $9.99,
Already on
and
there.
if you're not a member of the club, it's $4.99. So it is on our site under Deal of the Day. And you designed that, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
And I don't have a charm. You cut the squares at 7.5 inches, so I don't know. A charm pack probably wouldn't work, but a layer.
You could use a layer
cake.
cake.
You might have
Just cut
some
it down.
excess, yeah.
Yeah. You could get, I'm trying to do math. You could probably get 4 squares out of a fat quarter, right? 7 and 7 is, yeah. It'd be tight on that final one, but anyway.
I'm just making a note there, Heidi. I'm going to put that in there and we'll come up with something kind of fun.
Inspiration on charm packs. Don't worry, we have a bunch that we just got in, so I have some cute table runners. All right. Well,
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
yeah. Thanks, Cheri.
Now we got our volume figured out.
I know,
I
me
know.
too.
Now that
Especially
came.
because Chris was probably watching it on her phone, like, oh, what'd you do? I shouldn't have left.
I think
I
maybe
messed
putting
up.
these headphones in. The headphones didn't engage very quickly, so once they took up, I think that's what helped it. So,
Oh, you have them in?
did you not have them in?
No.
I can hear something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It worked. We're gonna move on to number 3.
I don't even know what's going on. All right. Well, thanks, Cheri.
Yes,
And-
thank you, ladies.
You're awesome at what you do.
Yes, you are.
We really like you.
Join the club. We love it there.
You
Yeah.
need to move back to Logan so we can hang out.
I know, I do.
Late
And go to
this morning.
Tandoori.
Yeah. I
For
know.
sure. Okay. Well, thank you. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
So
gonna
the
take
6.5.
this out.
Is the 6.5 too small?
The 6.5 would be a little too small for that size
Crap,
for
we
the
let her-
pattern.
Are you still there, Cheri?
Yep, I'm here.
Is the 6.5 too small?
No, that's exactly what you cut it at, is a 6.5. You
Oh,
start with
perfect.
that 7.5 and you go down to the 6.5 square.
Gotcha. So
Perfect.
it's the smallest one you can do on the large, right? It's the smallest one you can do on the large ruler? And the largest one you can do on this?
Yes.
Okay.
On this
So the
one, I
8.5
actually
will
can
work
go
both ways?
smaller. Because I can do like a 2.5 inch on this.
Okay. I have the 8.5, and I only use it if I'm doing bigger blocks. If I can use a smaller ruler, I will. It just
Oh,
doesn't
for
slip
sure.
as much.
For sure. Yeah.
But that's my own personal preference. So
Yeah.
anyway. All right, I'm glad you hadn't hung up yet.
Almost.
The line!
Bye.